morning, Jules here, Joolsedesigns and JT Creations, and from sunny Cyprus. It's a lovely morning again. So today, to carry on with our back to basics, so as I said, I would leave this, the journal, this signature, because the signature is a group of papers folded up in a book style. And we've done that one, we've done that one, we've done a policy pocket there, we did a fold out policy pocket with some scrap paper, the music paper we stenciled on and put a little pocket. Still haven't found a nice little tag for that yet, but I will. We did another policy pocket and we put a little diddy label on it. So we still have something to find to go in there. And we've got an over the pocket page here, sorry. So this is the little Greek book page, and we've got a pocket here, and when you turn it over there's a pocket here, but this folds out so you can put things. What I might do is put another little hidden pocket in there, but I'm going to work off with this one offline now. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on the printables. Now, as I've said before, some people prefer to do junk journaling with just junk paper that you would normally throw out. The printables are slightly different, although you can mix them. I quite often use bits of old scrap paper. I use tea dyed, coffee dyed, or whatever other dyed papers in it. But again, it's a signature and it's just folded into a small book. You make sure that you decide what your journal size is going to be and make your pages just slightly smaller. So that's what we're working on today. Now, what I brought with me to Cyprus, and I'm still taking sticky paper off it here, is it's just a cardboard folder that I've got a SIM card for my phone. It did have flaps here, but I've since used them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that along using the trim. And there we are, I've done, that's all I've taken off. You can do it with scissors, you can do it with a ruler, as long as you have a cutting mat. Anybody that doesn't know, this is one I got free, I think with Card Making and Papercraft magazine. It's a self-healing board, and you can use it with a scalpel or the X-Acto knives, and all you do is you just put your ruler up against it and you just score down. But make sure you have one of these underneath or something that's going to protect the surface of what you're working on, because they are sharp. So what I've decided with this is I want to make some kind of flip out pocket, and normally I would put this on the back of the journal, but I'm not. I'm going to put it on the front of the journal, on the front of the signature. So what I intend doing is, that's the first page, is placing it in like that. Now that flap doesn't come to the edge of that, which is good, and then just fold that over like that. So you've got, and I'll put some pockets in there. And this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick it down this side and that side, and have a tall tag so I can put a tag in there. But first of all, I want to cover this, and I want a paper that will go with this, and I think because this has got all the colours in, it's got blues. I think this one will be the best one, and it's quite a substantial paper, and because it's covering this, it's fine. So it doesn't matter about covering this side because that's going to go in, but what I do need is I need this one covered, and that one's going to stand in. So yes, so we're going to do it this way. Now I'm not going to cover it right to the edges, because what I am going to do is I'm going to ink around the edges of the card. Let me see. I can't. So it'll need to go to the edge there. Well, it doesn't really matter. So I'm leaving it about a 16th. Well, when I'm working on card, I like to just leave about a 16th. So I'm just marking it there with my pencil. This is my extent of measuring. Don't get me wrong, I do measure sometimes. And I'm marking it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down here. Well, I'll cut along down here and then along there. So I'll be back in a minute. I will do this on the trimmer because it's easier. Again, you can do it with the ruler. I've not got a 12-inch ruler with me. Right, so this is too long for me to get in there, so into the trimmer. My trimmer's only a little, and it's just easy for me to bring to Cyprus. So what I will do is I will stick this down and then use the card as a guide. So as you can see, it's not. So I'm going to use a glue stick. I know people laugh at the size of my glue stick, but it is good. But I am going to put some Fabri-Tac on the edges because it's going on shiny card. So what I'm doing is it's going in round about a 16th. If my head's in the way, I'm sorry, but normally when you're crafting, you're over the top of it. I'm using my card. It's just a Starbucks coffee card, just to spread the glue. And then wipe anything that's come out. And you can see there the edges, and I've got a bit of glue spillage there. Now that looks as though it's, oh, I want bigger scissors than that. So at the bottom, now this is where we have to fold it in. Normally I would tell you to wait until it's dried, let the glue dry, but obviously for video purposes I can't do that. Well, I could just pause the video and come back. So that's it. Now what I'm going to do, put the lids on my glue, and I'm going to ink around. I'm going to use ground espresso. So now what I need to do is I need to just cover these bits. Don't need to do that one. And this is a bone folder. You can get them in all colours. This one comes with the trimmer, so I never brought one of mine. So, and what I'm doing is I'm burnishing the edges. And by burnishing the edges, you're giving your crease so it doesn't open as much. And the same with this one. And I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on it. Okay, so now we need to get some paper to go in this one. Now I didn't want to do was I didn't want to put a patterned paper in, and what I've got is, this is very it's old paper. It's from the music sheets that I got from one of the thrift shops. It's a music score book, Beethoven's Last Waltz. And what I want to do is I want to use some of this. So again, I'm going to mark this just slightly under. As you can see, one of these is, because this doesn't come right to the end, so this is the wider one and that is the shorter one, and I've kind of cut it a bit skew whiffy there. It should have been a bit further down, but that's fine. It's absolutely fine. This one I'm going to stick on with fabric tack. The reason being is because it's the back of the book, and it's got kind of a sheen on it, so just to make sure it does stick. And fabric tack's quite good for giving you a little bit of wiggle room as well. Wiggle room is just when you can slide your paper into place. Alright, I'm just going to take this, and then it doesn't look so bad. And obviously when somebody's had this score sheet, they've wrote, I don't know what it's numbers, but I don't know what they stand for. I don't know whether it's beats or, because I can't read the writing there, but it looks quite nice. And there we have it there. So I'll put that back up there. And just pressing this on just to make sure that the glue comes to the edges and sticks it well. And again, just go around the edges when you're using wet glue, because when you use a glue spreader it tends to spread the glue underneath, and then sometimes it sneaks out the sides. So there we have it. And again, so this you can use for journaling on. This one you can still journal over that. So I'm just going to take this page off. Right, so I'm just going to ink down that edge, because although it's a printable, the printable that I've used, it's a grunge printable, so it is kind of aged, although it's not the browns and the blues. So what I'm going to do here, if I can, is, no, I can't, so I just need to be careful. And again, what I'm doing is I'm sticking this one. You can stick it the two sides and have a pocket fold in And again, I'm going to burnish this edge down, and I'm going to burnish this again. So there we have and there we have our pocket there. Now normally I would put a thumb notch in there, and I normally use a round punch, and I just slip it in and do it, and I do it when I've not glued it down, but I forgot to do it. So what I'll do is I'll try and cut one in, because I've got some tiny scissors, so I'm just putting a tiny one in. So all I'm doing is I'm just drawing around this lid. I don't know whether it's in the middle, I'm just guesstimating it. Guesstimating is just guessing and estimating. And where's my little scissors? So we'll use these. So I would do as I say and not as I do. It just makes life easier. There we are. And if I just stick him there, and there we have it. So you can do it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick that way as well. I'm just bending it so it's more pliable. And then what we need is we need a tag for this. That's maybe not wide enough. I have got some tall tags, but I think they'll be actually too tall. Yeah, they're too tall. These are the ones I made. And that one might be a bit too fat. Because what you have to, right, what you have to remember is when you glue the sides, the glue goes in a bit, so it will narrow your side a bit. Oops. All I'm doing is I'm just, and we'll see if we can get this one in. Yes, there we are. Now as you can see, I haven't decorated this, and it's stark white and I don't like it. So what I'm doing is I am going to cover it. You can, I would normally cover it beforehand. And again, and that's fine. I'll use a glue stick on this. Another thing a lot of people do in their journals is to stitch the pages. Now, normally I do have a sewing machine, and I do like to stitch the pages sometimes, but obviously in Cyprus I can't bring my machine with me. However, I've made some good friends at the local thrift shop, and I'd gone in to see if they had a sewing machine, and they said no, sewing machines are like hen's teeth. And I thought, oh dearie me. Anyway, one of the ladies was gifted a sewing machine, and she remembered me, and she was gifted it for the charity shop. So she came looking for me. She knew vaguely where we stay. luckily they bumped into my husband when he was out walking, otherwise they might never have found us. And she gave me the sewing machine. She did charge me for it, and I said to her, I says, well, that's fine. I said, that's great. You know, we'll be bringing it back because obviously I can't take it home. And then somebody else can get the use out of it. I did say to her that obviously because I'm sewing paper, I am not going to be, the needle will need replacing. But there's a spare needle with it, and it's lovely. It's like, it's a British Home Stores one. It's when British Home Stores were open, and it's cream with little red spots all over it. It's just like the small ones that you can get. It's got 8 different types of stitches, and oh, I love it. And it's working lovely. So this one I'm putting here. And if you ever have to patch anything up, this is the way to do it. It does take time, but which way is it going down? No, that way. And then just put that down there. Right, I'm just going to take this off a bit. It doesn't matter. I'll just leave it. And then we'll just stick that over, and then I'm just going to go round the edges. And go around the edges there. And I'm just going to go in there. Oh, we'll just do a little bit of, so it's grunged it up a little bit more, so we'll put the tag back in it. Put something, some card on that. So there we have it. There we have our first. I was going to put a pocket here, but I don't think I will. I think I'll leave that. We'll put I think we'll put some little teapots on there, and these I am using with just normal art glitter glue. So I hope you get something out of this. So this is the first page in the printable. Well, the first page of the signature. And it's just adding bits of ephemera. So anything, you know, junk mail. Sometimes you get some nice card junk mail, and you can cut it down. I mean, if I'd wanted, I could have had it half that size and used another bit somewhere else. So there we are. And that's that, and then you can put words on. I do have some words somewhere. So there we are, we have our tag, and then we'll probably leave that page. I might do some stenciling on it for journaling, because that is quite light. But this one, what we'll do is we'll put a pocket in. I'll probably do a side pocket, so we'll leave it there. So again, I hope you've enjoyed the Back to Basics. So remember, that's a signature, a collection of pages that are folded up into a book, and it's made with printables. This is a signature, a collection of scrap papers, old book pages, music pages, dyed book pages, graph papers, ledger papers. I mean, some people use real vintage ones in, but I don't have any here with me. And then you decorate them up. And again, as you can see, that one's getting fatter. So kind of the rule of thumb when you're making your journal cover, but we will cover that, is you give about 1 inch per signature. So the signature on this is going to be 2 inches, which is quite a nice size. Might even do it 2.5 inches, because I like to put like a nice folder. Say that was the front cover. I like to put a nice fold out pocket or something in the front and the back. So I hope you get something out of this. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.